Hey, what's up, everyone? Whoa, that's a that's a lot of value right there. You got the echo on there. Hmm. I was trying to impress my son with the echo, and I forgot to take it off. All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? You know who this is? It's me, Will Wilkins, your host for the Insight Exchange, and tonight live will be about the joint session of Congress, Trump's speech before the joint session of Congress. You know, a lot of people may call it the State of the Union, but it wasn't a State of the Union because he hasn't been in office quite long enough for a State of the Union. Usually that's like in the second year, but he, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I had to check myself. Yeah, I think it's most likely a second year, but during the first year, since it's going into the year, most of the presidents will do a speech between the joint session of Congress. Usually, a State of the Union is when the House, I think it's either a House Speaker, I want to say, sends a letter to the president saying, come before Congress. I think that's the way it works. Pretty sure. And he accepts and then comes and gives the State of the Union. It used to be just a letter, from what I can remember from my history classes, and I think it was I want to say either Eisenhower or Nixon, Kennedy, Eisenhower, Kennedy, or Nixon that started. Or it could have been LBJ. I gotta look that up. I should have looked that up. I guess I should have looked that up. Started the State of the Union addresses. You know what? Hold on. I'll be right back. I think so. I hope so. See, I can do this because no one's watching right now. All right, there we go. You guys like my shirt? The original Suicide Squad, if you're a Dragon Ball fan. Anyway, that's the thing about live. You can just do whatever. But let's get into this speech. I want to share my screen. There we go. So I'm going to share my screen, and I want you guys to see. Oh man, look at this. Oh, I even sprung for a better camera, but it looks like the still going to have stutter. Let's see. Oops. Very good. So we're going to stop sharing. Yeah, I was going to try to share, but as you can see, the quality of the video I can tell is not very good. I don't understand that. Like, why is it because of what I'm strict? Somebody tell me. I don't understand. Like, why would I'm using YouTube's video? Why would it be so choppy? I don't understand that. But I guess we can get to this part of the speech that I actually do like. Let's see. So very quickly, I would like to mention that the speech was amazing. Okay, it was entertaining. That's what I never thought I would say that about a speech from a president from a joint session or State of the Union or whatever. That was miraculous, miraculous, because most speeches I fall asleep within the first 45 minutes because they're pretty much platitudes. Like Obama was the king of platitudes. He give you a whole bunch of soaring rhetoric, a bunch of platitudes, sayings, slogans, call and response, and that's it. You know, he gave a speech with no substance because he was always an empty suit. That's why they picked him to be the first black president because they could control him. But Trump, like, surprised me. Like, Trump is an excellent showman. Like, he is not the most articulate by any stretch of the imagination. He's not going to give you soaring rhetoric like a Bill Clinton or Barack Obama. He's not going to give you a civics lesson like a Hillary Clinton. He's not a goofball and a total ditz like Kamala Harris. You know, so Trump is he's an entertainer. Like, he really does a very good job of sucking in his audience, keeping their attention. That's why he can have rallies with 40, 50,000 people. I mean, say, you know, depending on the venue, and they stay for like 3 hours. They'll stand in line from 6 in the morning until whenever they open the gate. And then they'll sit there for like 3 or 4 hours just listening to this man ramble because it's entertaining. You never know what's going to happen or what he's going to say. He thinks outside the box. He is not your typical president. So this guy, Mr. Trump, President Trump, when he came in, it erupted. It was electric. It was like the conquering, like, I guess that's the way Julius Caesar felt when he conquered Rome and walked into the Senate for the first time as emperor. You know, I mean, it was quite a scene that I wish I could show you, but since YouTube always it's not like, I don't understand why it's so choppy. But I guess what I could do is find a non-choppy version. Hopefully, let's see. Uh, Trump speech videos. So there's a couple videos, but it's mostly YouTube. Like they're all YouTube videos. Okay, this is ABC right here. Let's see if I can share this and it don't look crazy. Nah, still look crazy. So I guess it really doesn't matter um, what speech I use, I guess. So I guess I'll just go with the speech and let's see something picture in picture. Can you guys see that? Now, this is where it gets interesting. You'll have in just a few moments Al Green. And we're not talking about the amazing soul singer. I'm talking about the piece of crap from Texas. One thing I love, if I wish you, I don't know if you guys are seeing this or not, but the one thing I love about what's going on in the background is that I'm sorry, I'm trying my best to look at the camera instead of the screen. But what I'm looking at right here is the Vice President and Speaker of the House Johnson. Their facial expressions are priceless. Like they are mean. If you are a mean content creator, these guys are gold for you. Like gold. Especially last night. It's incredible. Now this is where it gets funky because that sets off the Democrats. They lost. They lost big time. They lost bigly. They know this. And so what happens is that they're going to get super pissed off. And that's going to make this crazy old man, Al Green. If y'all don't know who Al Green is, besides not the singer, congressman from Texas. I'll share my screen on this one. This is Al Green right here. And that's him right there doing his best Grandpa Simpson impression. And they literally had to throw the guy out. It's here, and it's that picture right here. He is always trying to impeach Trump. Every year that Trump was in office, every new session, he had introduced articles of impeachment. If anybody from Texas is ever going to watch this, why do y'all keep reelecting this dude? Like, he's 77 years old. He's clearly done lost his faculty. And I don't even know if he had it to begin with. But you guys keep voting these type of people in, and the Democrats wonder why they lose elections. Like, it's crazy. So let's get back to the speech here. You hear that? That set them off. That set them off when you said the popular vote, because see, they were counting on. See, the Democrats were counting on the popular vote to make their case that the American people didn't want Donald Trump. They thought they were going to see. One thing I loved about the Republicans this time around, they said it was going to be too big to fail. I'm admonishing myself because I keep looking at the screen and not the camera. This guy, I lost my train of thought for that second, but they wanted to, I'm sorry, I said too big to rig, and they were looking to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Cheat. And they thought that Kamala, based on New York and Cali, was going to win the popular vote so that they could use that as a pretense to all the court cases and the shenanigans that they were going to do over the weeks and months after the election. Because this is what they war gamed out. They thought that was going to be their end. And the American people fooled them. They said, nah, you guys believe men can get pregnant. Nah, you guys want, men to be boxing women and knocking their orbital socket out. So now we're going to go ahead and vote for this guy because, he might be boisterous. He might be a little crass, but guess what? He gets the job done. So therefore, I kind of like what he did before. So we're going to give him another chance because we're not going to put that cackling idiot in the White House, especially after we had to deal 4 years of the dementia patient. So, yeah, they totally had to change their game plan. And that's what you heard, that anger, that frustration, because they didn't get to cheat. It was just too big to rig. Now they're chanting USA to drown out the weirdos over there on the left. Now the speaker is going to have to get involved because of this crazy coup that I just showed y'all. The first time I've ever seen anything like that in my lifetime, and I am a political junkie. I have never seen a sitting House speaker at any State of the Union. Now they've had to throw out protesters in the gallery seats, but I have never seen. And if you watch this video, tell me in the comments if you know different. But I have never seen. My very first president was Carter, and I've been following politics since Reagan, and I can't think of any time that a sitting member of Congress was kicked out of any speech before Congress. This is insane. Look at that. It's shameful. Now, if the Democrats had any balls, what's about to happen would have been a great opportunity for them to show unity. But see, they're all over the place. Everybody had their own um, little tricks that they wanted to pull during the speech. You had if you look at my thumbnail, you would see that the woman's caucus dressed in pink to say that they support women's rights, but yet they got a dude dressed in pink too, a trans dude, a dude in lipstick and a wig, but yet they love women's rights. And then just the day before, they voted against the men out of women's sports bill before the Senate. They stopped it because you need a majority vote, 60-40. They only got 51-45. So that was the part that was crazy, is that they had these people on there wearing pink. But as you see in my thumbnail, there's a dude. So that's just crazy. Like that's a meme right there. And then you had the ones dressed in all black, and then you had the ones dressed in a t-shirt. Our Miss Crockett with resistance on the back. So all of them had their little tricks that they wanted to pull during the speech. But if they were smart, they would have just left when Al Green got kicked out to show unity behind him. But they did not. And the shenanigans just kept going. So we'll be looking at them. Here we go. That's incredible. I've never seen anything like that before. If you're listening to this, if you can't see the picture, that's just incredible to me. Let me see something. Can I share just that little bit? Oh, wow. Okay. We're going to go ahead and stop that. That was crazy. They literally had to take this guy out. This was their opportunity to all file out. They were going to do it piecemeal, but this would have been, honestly, an amazing thing to see if the Democrats had enough balls to do it at that time. But see, they are a party on a ship without a rudder and without paddles. They're just out in the water, just being taken back and forth by the waves. I mean, that's pathetic and sad. Oh wow, that's horrible. I'm all pixelated now. That's crazy. I'm going to learn this. This is learning on the fly, man. Learning on the fly. Now, a lot of you probably seen all the videos of some of the shenanigans that the Democrats were up to, and but it's not really just the shenanigans that didn't work. It was the facial expressions and them sitting on their hands during and not smiling, not clapping, not anything where they should have been able to do it. Like, for instance, if it was something about um, climate change, Trump is not big on climate change. So I can see them not clapping for something like that. But for them not clapping for a young lady who was raped and killed by a legal alien, her mother sitting there, and they had a bill called the Lake and Riley bill. That was something they could clap. That's just something you clap for, regardless of whether you agree with it or not. That mother is there; she's a grieving mother, so you clap. Or the mother of Jocelyn, who was sitting there, another young lady who was killed by MS-13 gang members, and they named a refuge in Texas after her and honored her that way. You would think the Democrats would stand up and cheer for something like that, but no, they didn't. Not at all. Not at all. And so then the most grievous one that there is no way I can understand. Okay, you don't want to do it for the illegal aliens that killed two young women. Okay, I'll give you an inch on that one. But you don't want to do it for the little black boy who survived cancer, who wants to be a cop, and then they make him an honorary Secret Service agent. Like, that's crazy. Let's listen to that. So let's see if I can. Let's see if we can get that. Now, see, this is what they do. They have these people up in the gallery, and they're honoring everyday Americans, and they're saying to these people, "Hey, thank you for contributing to our country in a certain way, or showing that some of the things." Or they'll have people up there who have benefited from certain programs. Every president does it, whether they're Democrat or Republican, during the State of the Union or a speech before the Congress. Everyone has somebody that they're going to use as an example. I won't call it a prop or a stunt, but as an example of what the benefit of their particular policies are. They have them up in the gallery. And so that's what they do during this part. But I'm gonna see if I can try to find the part where he's talking to the little black kid. Okay, here's the part with Lake and Riley, I think. Yeah, yeah, here we go. Now I don't have the video where they actually show the people he's talking to. Let's see if I can find a better one. There we go. I hope you guys can see it. This is their. I mean, the little girl was a cutie pie too. I mean, it's so sad. It's so sad that she would be here right now if it wasn't for Joe Biden and the leftist cartel and their horrible, horrible policies. If they would have just deported that dude when he committed the first crime of being an illegal alien, that little girl would still be here. And as a parent, that's gotta stick to you. But no, just, but as a parent, that should really mess you up that somebody lost their child because of the incompetence of someone else. That should really piss you off. But no, even but the Democrats, even if, like I said, even if you don't agree with the Lincoln Riley Act, the policy of getting rid of illegal aliens, because guess what? The crime that they committed, the first one, was crossing the border illegally, which should put them on the deport train home. But okay, let's scratch that little bit off of it. The dude committed another crime where he assaulted someone and then was let go by leftists, which gave him the opportunity to go down to Georgia and kill that little girl. But if they would have did their job the first time, sealed the border, okay. The second opportunity to get rid of this fool, when he committed the first crime, he should have been on a bus out of here. He should have been gone. But no, not the Democrats. No, 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 not the Democrats. Now, excuse me for my voice a little bit. I am under the weather. I've been dealing with these flu, and now after I got over the flu, my son gave me his cold that he caught from some other kid at his preschool. I'm telling you, man, having kids, they are little germ factories, just little germ factories. He does little petri dishes, man. Now, here we go with ever recorded. I think this is the line. My favorite line of the night is coming up when he says that the Democrats said, "Oh, we need the Democrats in the mainstream media said, oh, we need legislation, we need legislation," and then he says a great line. He pauses and he goes, "When all we needed was another president." I mean, I can't. It was very well delivered. I hope this is that part. I see you got me in. This is live. Here we go. Here we go. I figured this was that part. Here we go. I love this line. The place erupted. You see that? That look at that. Look at that. That pissed the Democrats off. Oh man, they were seething after that one, and a lot of them left after that happened. After that, look at those faces. And a lot of them have those stupid little cards. I mean, whose idea was it to have that stupid little paddle with stupid little phrases on it that people could easily Photoshop and just use meme the hell out of these? I mean, these people are dumb. Like I have never, when I was a Democrat back in the early '90s and into the early 2000s, that's when the Democratic Party started to really lose steam, in my opinion. Like after George W. Bush kicked their asses in '01 and '04, they were lost until Barack Obama came around. But Barack Obama was kind of like the icing on the cake of them losing all seriousness. Like the Democrats aren't serious, are not a serious party. They're not. They don't have any real ideas. They don't have any serious ideas that are going to benefit the individual, so that the individual can benefit his family, his community, and so forth. So, what kills me is that they honestly don't see it. That the catalyst of their doom, their ending, was Barack Obama winning re-election in 2012. He barely won. I don't know if you people don't know, but it was not a landslide by any stretch. It was not an electoral college landslide. He barely held on against Mitt Romney. So, with all his junk that came with him, the Trayvon Martin stuff, the Michael Brown stuff, just the Black Lives Matter movement, defund the police, the Democrats are just lost. They have no idea what the American people want or need. Because honestly, I don't think they care. I think the American people are kind of like an afterthought to the Democratic Party. They have an agenda. And if it hurts you and me like regular people, they don't care. They don't care if it hurts regular people because they have a mission, and their mission is their religion, whether it be climate change, transgenderism, women's libs, and all that other crap that they live by the Bible, by their little Bible for. They honestly don't care about anything as long as that agenda gets pushed through. And they will crawl over dead bodies of babies and you name it, little puppies or whatever, in order to get that agenda through. Because that's all that matters to them, because that's their religion. That secularism is their God. Democrats are pure and utter deviance compared to what your Bill Clintons, your Jimmy Carters, your hell, even LBJ with his races behind. These new Democrats, if you think LBJ, Jimmy Carter, and Bill Clinton just ain't gonna say nothing right now because he got too many skeletons. But all three of those Democrat presidents would never say a man can get pregnant. They would have told y'all to jump in a boat. What the hell are y'all thinking about some man can get pregnant crap? He would have went off on her. I'm pretty sure behind closed doors, he went off on him saying, hey, y'all got to let that transgender crap go. Y'all got to let this climate change crap go. Because the more you do it, the more you keep saying it, the more normal, everyday Americans, you will lose. You will lose their vote. Every time you mention transgenderism, every time you mention climate change, every time you mention electric cars, every time you mention food deserts and all the and microaggressions and DEI, you will lose votes. It's just that simple. But the American people, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what Bill Clinton tried to tell them. But nope, they listened to Barack Obama and his ilk, and Ben Rhodes and the Susan Rices and all them, thinking that this stuff is going to really matter. And most Americans are like, we sick of this. We sick of this. We got to put a stop to it. And for the Democrats at this speech to sit on their ass and not actually clap for when an American came home after a decade and a half in Russia, in one of the gulags. Yeah. A school teacher at that. And don't clap for him? You made a serious mistake. The American people ain't gonna rock with you on that. Watch this. Let me see if I can find when he's talking about that guy, Michael Fogel. Okay, here we go. Now, the part that I'm about to play is the part that I was telling you about Trump giving the Secret Service honorary Secret Service membership to this young man who survived. He was told he was going to die. His father was told, his parents, his family, that he was going to be dead in 3 months when he was 5 years old, like 4 or 5 months when he was like 5 years old. He lasted till now. And his dream was to become a police officer. So in his hometown, I believe they've already given him an honorary police badge. But what Trump does for him in this speech shows that they are compassionate and politically savvy. Watch this. And this is where the Democrats lost the American people, right here. He was just talking about how firefighters and policemen voted for him in record numbers. And another one, an easy layup for the Democrats, a police officer in New York. How easy would it be to just get off with your fat asses? My son just started yelling. I hope that wasn't on the mic. But get off your fat asses and clap and give respect to a fallen police officer. But Democrats hate law enforcement. They do. It's just that simple. Unless they need it to protect them and their property. Bastards. Another layup. And look at that. No Democrat is standing. These people don't understand what the American people want. They will. I guarantee you in 2026, when they lose more seats in the House and more seats in the Senate because of their stupid positions on policy that affects the American people negatively, they will learn. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they just talked about this woman's husband being killed, serving and protecting the people in New York. He's talking about a crime bill now. And you had Democrats stand up and start yelling again, causing a scene. Causing a scene. Don't they know that the people of New York got a huge portion compared to 2016 in New York and California because of these soft on crime policies? Don't they know this? They have to. The data is there. But yet they're causing a scene about this woman's husband, a police officer, and a crime bill. This is when they start acting up. They're clueless. These people are clueless. Cute little boy. I mean, people actually, now he has patches in his hair because of where he had his scars, because the young man has brain cancer. Not just cancer, but brain cancer. And people online had the nerve and audacity to talk about this boy's hair. I can't with you Democrats, man. It's an amazing scene. His father's holding him up. If you can't see it or if you haven't seen any footage of it, his father's wearing the red, white, and blue. I guess they're from Texas. He's wearing a Lone Star on his shirt. He picks his son up again so everybody can give him another cheer. Now here comes the cool part. 5 months. Little man still here, still fighting. Oh, wait a minute. Go back. Watch this. Watch this woman roll her eyes and put her finger in her ear. Look at that. That's crazy. Oh, I wish I could put that on slow motion. That's crazy. That was amazing. Like his face was like, he's like, what? Like, whoa, like for real? How can I teared up when I first saw it because I thought that was just such an amazing thing. Now the guy who was giving him the badge is the same guy you see in that famous picture of our president after he had been shot in Butler, PA. You see the guy who's holding him there under the flag. He's got the sunglasses on. He is the new director of the Secret Service. Man, like so what a great choice. What a visual for the American people. And he gives him this big hug. Like he asks, "Can I hug you?" And how can you not clap for that? What kind of stone heart do you have to not give this young man his props? Democrats are evil, period. In the full stop, evil. Full stop, evil. Listen to this. That's hilarious. Told you, he's an entertainer, y'all. They can get loud. Now, RFK Jr. wants to make America healthy again. That's their tagline. And this guy, these people are upset at him because he didn't F with the vax. That's what it is. I didn't F with the vax. My wife had to do it, and I was pissed about that. But I wasn't going to take the jab. Are you kidding me? I wasn't going to take the jab even if Trump won. I wasn't going to take that joint. I don't take the flu shot. I don't take none of that. No, I don't trust them. I don't trust these people, and they've proven themselves to be untrustworthy just by the way they acted during COVID. I don't trust these. Well, I was about to these ninjas. Hopefully, Bobby Kennedy can do something with these fools. Because some things need to change. America is very unhealthy compared to the rest of the world. It's crazy. I was about to fast forward to this part, but here it is. Democrats full evil, pure evil, full stop. And she's not the only one, only mother that has to deal with that nonsense. I'm pretty sure there's mothers all over Virginia, North Carolina, New York, California, Illinois, all these blue states with these retarded blue state politicians and educators and administrators who believe that they know better than the parent. They help her child's delusion, her mental illness, they encouraged it. They encouraged that child in her mental delusion behind the parent's back. How evil. I mean, what else do you call it? I mean, the 3 or 4 people that's probably going to watch this, if you're a Democrat, can you put in the comments for me? What else do you call it when you want to cut off the breasts of a 13 or 14-year-old child, a girl, to reinforce her delusion that she's a boy? What else do you call it other than evil? And that right there is what won him the election. Like I said before, I don't know if you remember, but he had the commercial during the campaign that had the tagline, Kamala's for they, them. I'm for you. And that was all about the transgender joke, the transgender hoax that the Democrats and leftists have been playing on people. I don't understand how the Democrats think this is a winning argument. It's an 80-20 argument. Most people in America don't believe in it, don't want it anywhere near their children. Hell, most adults don't want it against other adults. It's crazy. It's a mental delusion. And these educators are giving this mental delusion credence in their classrooms, encouraging these young people's mental illness. So, Trump, I mean, it's sad in America that we actually have to have the sitting president of the United States put out an executive order and ask Congress to codify into law that it's not okay to mutilate children. It's not okay to encourage mental illness in children. You would have told me that 10 years ago that this would be a thing. I'd have told you that's crazy. Nobody would be that stupid. No, the Democrats, they're dumb, but they're not that dumb. Amazing. Still boggles my mind that we got to actually have the way you are. I feel so much better about having my son go to school because I know that there are people like President Trump, Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, people like that out there who are fighting for his right just to be a child, to not have to deal with pornographic books in his library, gender affirming BS. I just, I don't understand how that even became a thing. Like, how is that a thing? It just, it still boggles my mind. And then the Democrats double down on it. In their address after this speech, the Democrats doubled down on transgenderism. I believe it was the freshman senator from Michigan, who gave the Democratic response. And it was full of crap. But they had to find the one normal person that can actually give a rebuttal, because so many of them are so far left that no one in their right mind is going to listen to them. Your AOCs, your Crockett's, your Tlaibs, your Ilhan Amars. These people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and nobody's listening to them. Tomorrow, I think what I'm going to do is play the video of Stephen A. Smith giving the smackdown to the ladies of The View about Trump's mandate. I'm pretty sure if you're an avid, surfer of the net, you've probably seen the footage. Let's see if we can find it. But not, we'll just stick with this right here. But one thing I noticed is that there, I've never seen the Joint Chiefs of Staff smile that much in a speech before Congress, because they know what a crap show it's been when Biden was in office. They know. They just want to go out, destroy their enemy, come home and have a cup of coffee. That's all they want to do. So yeah, it's incredible. But this speech was amazing. It was entertaining. It was informative. And one thing I liked about the speech, just to start summing this up, is that Trump had good ideas, like stuff that I've never heard. And guess what? If they don't work, they don't work. But at least he's trying something new. The definition of insanity is what? Come on, class, you know what I'm about to say. It's doing the same thing over and over, but expecting a different result. That is the definition of insanity. That is the Democratic Party. That is the old Republican Party, doing the same thing, expecting different results. But Trump is actually trying something new. Like he's trying to revamp the whole green card system, call it the gold card. And they paid $5 million to bring in these to get a fast track to citizenship for, people on merit, though. It has to be like somebody who's very intellectual or successful, or something that is going to bring money and progress to this country, not just, sit in a luxury hotel in New York and collect a check like a lot of these illegals have done for the last 4 years. So that's a great idea. The way he deals with foreign policy is amazing to me. Like, the Democrats don't want him to talk to Putin in the Ukraine war. But Ukraine and Russia are fighting the war. If you're going to create a peace, you have to talk to both sides. Talking to Putin does not make you a Putin puppet. I mean, I think that's just common sense, right? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, Democrats. Common sense says you have to speak to both people. And you have to seem to be impartial in order for the peace to take root, for you to be able to negotiate. So when the Democrats want him to call Putin a monster and a dictator, Trump knows all of that. The world knows that Putin is a dictator, a murderer, a scoundrel. But he don't need to say it every time he talk about the man. He's trying to broker a peace. He's trying to save lives. But I honestly don't think the Democrats want this war to end, because that's how they launder their money. They launder their money through Ukraine. I guarantee you, when they look at those books in the years to come, you're going to see a lot of shenanigans from the Democrats in Ukraine, Joe Biden, his son. All that's going to come to light one day. It'll probably come to light before the Epstein files, unfortunately, because I don't think we're ever going to see those either. But I think you're going to see it sooner or later. That dirt's going to show. It's going to resurface, guaranteed. Wow. All right, everyone. I am going to shut this one down. I gotta turn the heat up in this joint, man. My basement is cold as what? Yeah, it's cold down here. It's cold down here. But I want to leave you guys with this. Trump as president is refreshing. It was like wow in 16, but now it's like I can breathe a sigh of relief right now, because I know there's someone out there who's going to work for me, not the elite, not some mental illness having people, but work for me. You got to be patient, American. You got to be patient, Americans. You have to be patient. 4 years. If just think about the last 4 years. That last year is, let's say 5 years. That last year, COVID, and the 4 years of Joe Biden. Shit was crazy. It was messed up. And he made it worse. He compounded the problems. And he kept doing it over years. So the Democrats are trying to say, well, prices haven't come down. Things are still going up. That's because we're still dealing with the effects of failed policies from Joe Biden. We're still dealing, let me say that again, with the effects of the failed policies of Joe Biden. So be patient, because it's going to take a little time to unravel the chaos that was the Biden administration. I mean, honestly, he's going gangbusters compared to what I thought he was going to do. I mean, give the man a chance to try, because I know that's going to be the Democrats' play. The Democrats' play is going to be pricing. They can't say nothing about foreign policy. They can't say nothing about the border. But their big message to the American people is, why hasn't he gotten the prices down yet? It's not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in a month. It may not even happen in a year. We might, it's going to take some time to get those refineries back online. It's going to take some time to get these trade deals going, to let the tariffs work. It's going to take time because that's how messed up things were. Excuse me, under Joe Biden. So be patient. Eggs will come down sooner or later. Bacon, I don't even know why. Why is eggs like the big thing for Democrats? Like, why was that the one food stuff that people latched on to? I don't get it. But it will get better. We actually have somebody who gives a damn about you. Sincerely. And he doesn't have to run again. So he can go balls out. And I'm hoping that the Republican Congress, from what I can tell, it looks like that's what they're going to do. But they're going to have his back. And I hope they continue to do that. All right, everybody, let's bow our heads and end this live. Dear Lord, thank you again for another successful live stream for the Insight Exchange. I just want to say thank you for guiding us, keeping us safe, and loving us and covering us in your blood. Dear Lord, protect those who have watched this show, who will watch this show now and into the future. Dear Lord, thank you so much for your blessings and your kindness and your protection. We appreciate you and we love you. Thank you for your son so much. And I just want to say thank you for allowing us to have a government now that it seems to be right. But if he isn't right, God, I know you're going to rectify that situation. So thank you so much, dear Lord, and we appreciate you. We love you and thank you. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, everybody. We're going to holler at you later. Oh, sorry. Gotta look at the camera.